Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence. I'm your host, James Windsor Smith, and this is a very special episode, and it's a little detour on our Cerebus month. This time I just drew a face, and I'm going to color it on a separate piece of paper on my light box here, just to get the experience of using layers. I'm really I'm pretty much a luddite when it comes to technology, and I'm trying to get better with it. So thanks to Sam Blanchard who actually taught me how to use layers. I really appreciate that. He's a member of our group, and he's very talented. So check out his stuff. I'll put a link in the comments to his Instagram. All right, let's begin. This shouldn't take too long. And I'll show you what I come up with at the end when I have the layers combined together. All right, here we are. Just got to get a light brown color. Here's one called Saddle Brown. Once again, these are Derwent Inktense pencils. It's pretty much my go-to brand. They're very expensive, but they really get results. Just laying down some color here. I'm so used to working directly on the art that I don't know what to apply and how heavy I should apply it. So for now, it's just a trial and error, basically. Well, at least because it's on a separate piece of paper, I can redo this over and over again if I happen to screw up the artwork. Okay, now I'm going to a slightly darker shade. Um, Well, this one's called Willow. This is a little darker than I would normally use, so I'm just gonna hit the edges up a bit. Go around the outside of the lips. Get the nostrils a bit. Okay. Now this is Tangerine. It's a bit orangier than I usually work on, but why not? I remember in kindergarten using an orange crayon to do flesh because it was the closest color there was at the time, besides the one that was actually called flesh. But I was beyond that at that point. I didn't really know what I was doing. Okay, now we're gonna give a bit of rouge to the cheeks. And this is a light pink color. You also want to hit the nose up a bit, give it a bit of color. Sorry, that noise is me going through my pencils. Okay, this is another shade of pink. This is crimson pink. I'm gonna go above the eyebrows a bit. So usually I draw a more natural look, but with these ones, I'm gonna be giving the girls a bit of makeup. All right, this is chili red. Let's give her red hair. We can even say she's like Red Sophia. That way we can tie it in with Cerebus month. But she's not really. Now we want another shade of red. We want to blend it a bit. So we go over our colors and extend them down a bit. You can already see that's a different shade of red. You want to push a bit because, well, actually I'm using a different paper than I usually use. This is a deleter paper, which is good paper, but it's thinner than the Bristol board I usually use. One advantage is it goes right through the light box here. And I find it lays down fairly well. It just doesn't lay as well as it does on the Bristol board. I use a smooth Bristol. Well, let's go with the lips of it. All right. That's the same. That's chili red. Here we go. It's actually a carmine pink, so I'll press a little harder than I usually do. Okay, I'm going to turn out the lights on the light box just to see for a second how far we have to go. Okay, I want to add a bit of flesh tone to the neck, and I want to fill in those eyes a bit. Okay, lights back on. That's really helpful to look at what you've done so far and kind of gather information. Okay, this is dusk purple. It's a little dull point, as you can probably see, I hope. But it'll do the job. Back to that neck. Alright. Now I'm going to put blue highlights around the outer edge of the hair just to make that red pop a bit. Let's see here. What do we have? Violet. Okay, this is actually an aquamarine green. Hopefully this works out pretty good. I always have trouble at the top of the head. I don't want to go side to side, even though it won't matter when I add water to it. It all blends together. But my natural instinct is to not do that as well. Okay, now speaking of brush, I'm going to switch to using a brush. Okay, got some water out of there. Okay. Okay, I'm using the square tip. The difference between that and a regular tip is how it leaves little squares everywhere that you go. Rather than a regular brush, which you can leave some smooth lines there. Which you can do with a brush like this, but you have to use certain techniques. Okay, hit that. Hit the eyebrows. We want the reds to pop there. They're a little lighter than I expected. Maybe it'll look better when I put some filters on it. Okay. Wipe off your brush and move on to the blue. Okay. I will be back shortly. I am going to scan in the separate pieces and create my layers. Okay, I'm back. So we started with this face here. Then I added a color layer. And here's the final results. It's pretty cool. It's a bit bigger than the original, but I think it's okay. Well, let me know what you think in the comments below. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.